Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and I have something to confess. I've been playing Modern Warfare 2. I know, I can't believe it either, but I've been playing a lot of Modern Warfare 2 lately. I think it's because we're like 6 months into the game's life cycle, and most other games that have come out recently are also getting kind of stale and whatnot, and I'm like, I have nothing to do. I've got nothing to play. And for some reason, I thought to myself, it would be fun to start grinding Modern Warfare 2 again, with the leaks and rumors that Sledgehammer's game in 2023 is going to be tied to Modern Warfare 2, and therefore some stuff may carry over. That was just enough motivation for me, I suppose, to actually go ahead and grind for the Orion camo. So if Orion does carry over, then awesome. If it doesn't, well then at least I got a bunch of YouTube content, a bunch of stream content out of it while going for Orion. Seems like a win-win, right? Using the spreadsheet here from Sour, I'm tracking my progress. I mean, it's very slow going. I'm basically waiting for a shipment playlist, which is kind of going to be the focus of this video here today, because as you can see, I still have a lot of stuff to do with sniper rifles and marksman rifles. If you guys didn't know, recently they've had a playlist called 10v10. It was kind of like an exploratory kind of experimental playlist where they would take regular maps, honestly, and then just put 10 people on each team and see what happened, right? And it was honestly very reminiscent of the old ground war modes. I'm not talking about like the Battlefield style ground war that we've had since Modern Warfare 2019. I'm talking about old school ground war. I used to play ground war all the time back in the original Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, like the good old days, right? Like ground war was always one of my favorite game modes because it just made things faster. There's more action, you know, there's a lot more stuff happening, a lot more things going on. Well, today I signed in and yeah, 10v10 is now gone. It's no longer part of the rotation. Shipment is no longer here either. We have the close quarters playlist, which is basically going to be like Farm 18, Mercado. I think Shipment technically is in there, but I've seen it one time and I've played the other maps like 24 times. So it seems like Shipment is not heavily weighed into that rotation, but regardless, that's what I want to kind of talk about here today, like the constant rotation of playlists. I believe it's a bad thing for the COD franchise. I don't know why Infinity Ward is doing this. I suppose from their perspective, I try to look at things from different perspectives. Like, I imagine the pros of this is when a player signs in and they sign in with the idea that they're going to play one particular playlist and they see that that playlist is not there, then maybe they're more incentivized to try something different, and perhaps they may find that they enjoy other aspects of the game. They get out of their comfort zone, they try something new, and maybe they enjoy that as well. Like, I don't think the COD devs want the player base only playing a handful of game modes, because the series itself would run the risk of running stale as a result of that, which is why I believe they're always trying to make brand new game modes like Prisoner Rescue, Champions Hill, so on and so forth, right? So maybe that's the reason why they decided to do this. I really don't know, but the cons from the player base perspective is when a player signs in and they want to play 10v10, or they want to play Shipment, or they want to play whatever, and it's not there, then the devs are running the risk of that player signing out of the game altogether, which is exactly the opposite of what they want. I do think that rotating playlists can kind of make the game feel more dynamic, like every day you sign in to see what's available, but especially now that we're 6 months into the game's life cycle, I mean, the player base, we know what we want. The devs have their internal data, they know what the player base likes to play, so having that stuff on tap should be their top priority, yet for some reason, they're constantly rotating things in and out. And I've seen the memes, like people complain, like myself, I would complain that, you know, we've had one original new map since launch. We're 6 months into the game's life cycle, we've had one original post-launch map, and then at the same time, people don't care about that, they just want to play on Shipment. They're like, you're always begging for new maps, but all you want to do is play on Shipment. That's game design. That's how the game is designed. The sole progression path within this game is Orion camo and polyatomic to a lesser extent, I suppose. Now that it's animated, although it seems to be bugged. I mean, I don't think it's supposed to look like that. But yeah, they updated Orion to make it faster, and they updated polyatomic to make it so it actually has animation. But it seems like the matte areas of the camo are kind of bugged out. They're just like really straight lines. Like, the sole path of progression in this game is to go for those camos. Camos, and let me tell you, man, if you're looking to like go do all your camo challenges on normal maps, it's gonna take you forever. I mean, it really is like an obscene amount of time, even for like a good player. Like you're gonna have to be grinding the game like 12 hours a day for weeks on end to hopefully eventually get Orion. You know, some of these challenges, I mean, long shots especially, it takes me about an hour to get 25 long shots on any given rifle, which I finally finished yesterday. It's obscene, man. Like the challenges themselves, I think, are very antiquated, and they're literally just there to like designed to slow you down and keep you playing way longer than you want to, even though it's not fun. I've always made the comparison. I would love to see somebody working at Infinity Ward unlocking Orion camo on stream, going for long shots and hardcore, just sitting there holding down a sight line, getting 5 long shots a game, and then look in their face cam and say that they're having fun. It's not a challenge, right? It's a challenge of patience. It's frustrating as hell. So yes, when people want to grind camos, they're going to want to play on Shipment, but that's not the only reason why they want to play the game. They also want to play the other maps, but right now they're using Shipment as like a means to an end, right? You want to go get your prone kills with your battle rifle on a giant map? No, you just want to lay prone on Shipment, knock those stupid prone kill challenges out of the way and be done with it. Do you want to go for mounted kills on the new Expo map? No, that's boring as hell. You're sitting there in the doorway just mounted waiting for people. No, you just want to go play Shipment to get rid of the annoying challenges. The other challenges just get done normally while you're playing the game. Like that's the very nature of it. So, you know, the memes that people complain that we want new maps yet we only play on Shipment, I think it's a bit short-sighted. People go to Shipment and grind on Shipment because a lot of the challenges in the game, which mind you, this is the sole progression path in the game, are frustrating. I mean, mounted kills, crouching kills, prone kills, you know, stuff like that is just ridiculously frustrating. And I do honestly believe that 10v10 was the right thing for Infinity Ward, the right thing for Modern Warfare 2. I could not picture something that Infinity Ward could have done better besides actually add content to the game than add 10v10, because 10v10 for me has revitalized Modern Warfare 2. When I came back to the game, I decided I'm just gonna mess around a little bit, and then once I tried 10v10, it seemed to fix so many issues that I had with the game. Like, you know, going all the way back to the beta, not having Dead Silence as a perk, it's still annoying, but in 10v10, I mean, there's so much going on, it doesn't matter as much. It's like controlled chaos, you know what I mean? You can still use Dead Silence as a field upgrade. Obviously, I wish it were a perk, but not having Dead Silence as a perk is not as big of a deal in 10v10. The same is also true, I feel, with the minimap. I mean, again, I wish the minimap just functioned properly, but when there's 10 people on either side of like Farm 18 or wherever the hell, you know, you're not really focused too much on your minimap. There's enough action right there in front of you happening, you know? A lot of like the core issues that I had with Modern Warfare 2 going all the way back to the beta seem to be somewhat addressed just by simply making the game 10v10. It definitely speeds things up quite a bit. And I would also argue that a lot of Infinity Ward's maps seem like they're designed for 10v10. Like if it's 6v6, it's like somewhat really slow. It really depends on the lobby, obviously, and who's playing. But man, some of those maps and some of the game modes just feel so slow in 6v6. And then when you play 10v10, it just feels right. You know what I mean? Like it's not super fast. It's not chaotic. It's not like crazy. It's better in my opinion. And I feel as though 10v10 is something that should return. I'm hoping that 10v10 is something that we see for the remainder of Modern Warfare 2's life cycle. And should we see it with Sledgehammer's game? I hope that we do, because I have a feeling that because Sledgehammer's kind of being thrown into this situation and they're being forced to basically push out a Modern Warfare-esque game, even though they don't feel as though they're ready for it, according to leaks and rumors. I have a feeling Infinity Ward's going to be helping a lot with that game. I have a feeling the game is going to feel very similar to Modern Warfare 2, and therefore it may have a lot of the same issues that Modern Warfare 2 has. But even if it doesn't, I like the idea of like 9v9 and 10v10 returning. It does feel good because it worked way back when. It goes back to the idea of Dead Silence in the minimap, right? It's like, if only we had like 15 years worth of Call of Duty history to look back on to see whether or not Dead Silence would work as a perk and would be balanced as a perk. If only we had 15 years worth of data to see whether or not a functioning minimap would be good or bad for the game. And if only we had 15 years worth of information here that shows that people like playing 9v9 and 10v10 on 6v6 maps. It's one of those things, man. Like, they always seem to forget things that have happened in previous Call of Duty games and then just pretend they never existed. Well, they brought back something from an older COD game in the form of like old Ground War, essentially, and lo and behold, I think it worked out well. And obviously you may disagree. I'd love to hear what you guys think down there in the comments, but I genuinely loved it. When I signed in today, I'm like, okay, looking back at my challenges here, I still have some double XP tokens. I'm like, okay, I need to level up the Lockwood, I need to level up the SAB, and I actually just unlocked a new marksman rifle. I need to level up that one as well so that I can start going for gold and platinum on the marksman rifles. And I'm like, 10v10 is like the perfect place to go to do that. And now it's gone. And there's no shipment either. I can go play the close quarters playlist, I suppose, which is basically just a mosh pit of the Mexican map Mercado, I always forget the name of it, and Farm 18. Like, it's basically just a mosh pit of those two maps with shipment once every 30 games, pretty much. Just, I don't know. It's this whole new playlist system just functionally does not work for me. And I hope that either it's like incredibly iterated upon by Sledgehammer in their next game, or that this entire idea just kind of goes away. Because the old way of having playlists just seemed to work a lot better. There was consistency to it. And yeah, so as someone who's like actually been playing COD again lately and like playing super consistently, I find it frustrating, actually. It's a little bit annoying how they kind of like rotate in and out all these different game modes, even though they know people want them. You know, it's kind of like, this is a bad example, but it's like bringing back the McRib. Like, they know people like the McRib. I think it's freaking horse meat. It's disgusting, but people like it, so they bring it back for a limited time. It sells well, and then they take it away. Same thing with freaking nacho fries at Taco Bell. Maybe I'm just hungry. I should probably go eat or something. I'm sitting here making food analogies in my video, but it's like same thing with the nacho fries, man. Those things are wonderful. If you had loaded nacho fries there, they're fantastic. Then they take them away, and everyone's sad. They're doing the exact same thing with Shipment. Same thing with 10v10. I truly hope 10v10 does come back. And apparently Gunfight with Season 3, which is in a couple of weeks, call it 3 weeks, apparently Gunfight is going to be returning, and there's no confirmation as of right now, but I do hope that when Gunfight comes to the game, that they do what Treyarch did and eventually add the face-off playlist where you can play 6v6 on the Gunfight maps. Like, add that variety to the game. And I feel like my videos like lately especially are just kind of like all over the place because there's just so much to talk about, but like, it's frustrating to me that here we are 6 months into the game's life cycle and we finally get like this 10v10 playlist and we're like, wow, that's actually a really cool idea, we should keep that. Then they take it away, and then now we're talking about the idea of face-off maps possibly returning in Season 3. When that happens, we're gonna be like 7, maybe 8 months into the game's life cycle. God, we need to have stuff like this at launch. Maybe more people would like the game and still be playing the game if all this stuff were there at launch. Like, I'm tired of every COD game feeling so bare bones and just horrible at launch, and then 8 months into the game's life cycle, everything starts to feel kind of good again, but also feels bad because you know another game is right around the corner, so you feel like what you're doing in this game doesn't matter as much. Like, imagine if like Sledgehammer's game comes out and there is 10v10, there is Gunfight, they have face-off maps as well. If you want to play 6v6 on the Gunfight maps, go for it. That would be awesome, but you know damn well we're gonna get like 9 maps at launch with 6 of them being remakes, and nothing's gonna work properly, and then everyone's going to quit the game and be frustrated, and then 8 months into the game's life cycle, it's all going to be fixed and new things are going to be added and it's going to feel good, and then it's going to be time for Treyarch's game. Like, dude, the COD cycle, man, it's a real thing. Just like COD timing, it's a real thing. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed this video here today. If nothing else, hopefully it served as a nice background noise. Are you guys still playing Modern Warfare 2? I suppose would be the big question here. Are you going for Orion? And if you are, how close are you? Or do you have it already? Because I would like to get it, although I have a feeling going for all those long shots is going to be the bane of my entire existence. Again, it's a stupid challenge. And I'm happy that we don't have as many of them to go for as we did in a game like Vanguard, for example. But dude, nobody has fun going for long shots. You go sit in hardcore, you get it in the window, and you hope that other people are also going for long shots. And it's just so mind-numbingly boring, but I want to do it. Not because I want to do it because it's fun. I want to do it to get past it and get Polyatomic, get Orion, and just like have that sense of progression. And if nothing else, silence the people that call me a Treyarch fanboy just by saying, well, I got Orion in an Infinity Ward game. For the first time ever, I got the Mastery Camo in an Infinity Ward game. But it's also funny because like this time of year, I tend to prefer Treyarch games. I really do. Like, my top 3 CODs of all time are all Treyarch games. And it's just not because, like, oh boy, I love their logo, I'm a Treyarch fan, woo, go Treyarch. It's because they just seem to make better games. They make games that I seem to enjoy more. And truth be told, Infinity Ward has not put out a banger since, like, Modern Warfare 3. and that was over a decade ago. Like, if you look at their track record, man, you have, like, Call of Duty Ghosts, you have Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare 2019, one of the most divisive CODs of all time, and now this. And yeah, so I don't know, when people call me a Treyarch fanboy, it's like, are you just like really bad at the game, or are you just like, you know, super like room temperature IQ that you think that people are just like a fan of a dev studio the same way that they are like a football team or something? Because it just doesn't make any sense. So I've never actually gotten a mastery camo in an Infinity Ward game. I've done it in several Treyarch games because I tend to prefer those games, but this game alone, like, I think Modern Warfare 2 is a step up from 2019. Maybe I could do a video on that. And if nothing else, like, it gives me something to do until Sledgehammer's next game, which hopefully will be good, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's the end of this, this little tirade here. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.